Lexi Empray, and I would like to welcome you back to our second episode of King's Raid Masterclass. Did you have a good rest after our trip last week to Orvel? I'm only asking because you look weak. Today we will be returning to Orvel to complete our tour, and the first stop on our tour is seeing Jin at the Forge. Simply put, the Forge is a place where you strengthen your gear. You can raise the tier level, you can enhance the gear options, you can awaken gear, and more. But when I first started, I didn't know what any of that meant. So if you don't know what it means right now, that's totally okay. You'll visit the Forge a lot in the future, and there's also a great Forge shop where you can buy helpful items, so I thought I'd at least introduce you. And the next stop on our tour is visiting Talisha at Central Orvel! Huh? Where'd she go? That's funny. I thought she would be here. It looks like an ancient god king Cain has overtaken Central Orvel. But if we participate in the event and clear the dungeons, he'll actually bestow upon us a great reward. But don't worry, Talisha will be back soon, I'm sure, so you'll have a chance to meet her. When she is back, she will help guide us through more events, such as events that will let us farm magic powder, gold, mysterious fragments, and more. So be sure to check out our Plug Cafe for notices on what kind of events are happening in Central Orvel. I would like to introduce you next to the arena. The arena is where you can put your skills to the test and battle it out with other King's Raid players. There are two player versus player, also known as PvP, arenas in King's Raid. There is the League of Victory and the League of Honor. The League of Victory is where you select 4 heroes from your deck and enter the battlefield. You'll be matched up with another King's Raid player with the task of defeating all the enemies on the battlefield within the time limit. You can participate in the League of Victory 10 times a day, and you'll receive what's known as victory medals as a reward. Furthermore, you will receive rubies at the end of the season as a seasonal reward. The amount of rewards you get is based on your rank. Basically, the more enemies you can defeat and the higher that you can climb in the ranking, the more rewards you'll get. The League of Honor, on the other hand, is a draft pick system where you will be matched up with another King's Raid user, and your first task is to ban a hero. The enemy will also ban a hero. You can choose any hero in King's Raid, not just the ones on your deck. This ban will disable the hero's participation in battle on your team and on the enemy's team, so be sure you don't ban a hero that you want on your team. After the ban is complete, you and your opponent will take turns selecting heroes to compete in battle. You will choose 5 heroes in this draft, and please note that there are no duplicate heroes. If your enemy chooses a hero that you wanted on your deck, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to choose somebody else. So be sure to choose your heroes wisely. After your selection is complete, you will have one last ban. You can select one of the enemy's 5 heroes to ban and disable it from participating in the upcoming battle, and the enemy will likewise do the same for you. After the final ban, you will go head-to-head with your opponent and see who will claim the victory. You can participate in the League of Honor up to 20 times a day, and you will get what's known as Medals of Honor for participating and when you win. You can receive additional rewards for your server and worldwide ranking. I'd also like to note that you'll get what's known as insignia at the end of each week and as a seasonal reward for your participation in the League of Honor. But what can I do with these victory medals, these Medals of Honor and insignia? That's a great question. The medals and insignia you receive from participating in the League of Victory and League of Honor will allow you to purchase items in the arena shops. Let's go take a look at Gladi's League of Victory shop. If you look here, you can see that we can buy unique weapons of our choosing with the victory medals that we receive from participating in the League of Victory. Unique weapons can be an incredibly important source of strength for your hero, and that's why I always make sure to participate in the League of Victory each week in order to get medals so I can buy these unique weapons. There's also Gladi's League of Honor shop where we can purchase items like artifact pieces. And lastly, if you visit the Insignia of Honor shop, you will see great prizes like a costume ticket and actually special costumes that you can get using Insignia. Right now you can see that there are special costumes for Teo, Laius, Jane, and Scarlet, and a costume for Artemia is up and coming as well. I'd like to note that you can get additional medals by completing daily and weekly quests. Even if PvP isn't your favorite content, I personally believe that it's entirely worth it to participate a few times a week in order to get these great prizes like the unique weapons, the costume ticket, and the special costumes. Next, I would like to introduce you to Veronica, who is the organizer of the guild section here in Orvel. A guild can be incredibly helpful to your growth. Once you join a guild, you'll get access to guild-specific content like guild raids, guild conquests, and guild shops. Guild raids are where you use your heroes alongside your guildmates in order to try to defeat high HP bosses. Rewards for the guild raid include gold, magic powder, building materials, which will help your guild leader improve the guild, and more. You can also get guild coins, which you can use to purchase items at the guild shops. In fact, guild shops have a lot of items that will be helpful for your growth. But we'll go over the specifics of these items and why they're helpful in a later episode. Just know for now that the guild shop has a lot of great resources that you can use at a later date. Guild Conquest is a battle between guilds to see who can do the most damage to the same monster. All guild members can participate in the Guild Conquest if the leader of the guild registers within the sign-up period. You can choose 3 heroes as your main team and 3 heroes as your sub-team. But what's the difference? In your main team, you can control the hero's skills by tapping on the skill. However, in a sub-team, it will just be controlled by the computer. Please note that there are banned heroes in the Guild Conquest, which will disable the hero's participation in battle. In order to check which heroes cannot be used in the Guild Conquest, please click on the Banned Heroes button. There are various rewards for participating in the Guild Conquest, including a Conquest loot box, gold, building materials, and more. But do you know what I like best about being a part of a guild? You can develop camaraderie with your guildmates, and you can even find users to play with. If you need any help finding a guild, please check out our Plug Cafe because I see a lot of guild recruitment notices being posted there, so I'm sure you'll be able to find a guild soon. Also, did you guys know that there is a new guild PvP system called the Guild Wars coming soon? Be sure to find a guild and participate in the Guild Wars to get great rewards. Next is the Records of Honor. You'll be able to see the details for some of King's Raid's top players for content like World Boss, the League of Victory, and the League of Honor. Now, let's go check out the Memory Archives. Here in the Memory Archives, you can re-watch the chapters and sub-stories from the game. There is also a new feature called the Monthly Heroes, so if you click on the Monthly Heroes button, you'll see a calendar with all of the heroes' birthdays in King's Raid. If you click on the hero's portrait, you'll be able to see an accompanying video. If you watch that video, you'll get a one-time prize of 100 memory fragments, which you can collect and use to craft a random unique treasure ticket. My birthday was January 1st, so where's my present? Well, Raiders, I really hope that you enjoyed the tour and that you find yourself a little bit more familiar with Orvel. We'll go over more of the map next time. I'd also like to remind you guys that the suggestions in this video are more like guidelines than actual rules. Feel free to play the game however you would like. Now, last week I asked you what would you like to cook for you as our burning question, and I loved reading through all of your answers. In fact, let's share some now. Milky Honey sent in an entry that said, I would ask to cook me spicy special with a stack of excellent ingredient to dispel my hunger away. Oh, I didn't know you could eat spicy food so well. That's great. Another user named Aragon Rank commented and said, I would ask to cook me some lobster visca from her beach skin. Oh, actually said the same thing, that it was delicious. If you guys are unfamiliar with the King's Raid comic that follows the life of GM Rena, be sure to check it out on our official Facebook page. Well, I haven't forgotten that one lucky winner was chosen at random to receive a prize of 250 rubies for answering the burning question. So, who will it be? Drumroll, please. Please congratulate Dilasmus. I really hope I'm pronouncing your username correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Dilasmus said, I would ask if there was any dragon meat, and if not, I would just have chicken instead. A very refined palate Dilasmus has. If you too would like a chance to win a prize, be sure to answer this week's burning question. Gladi challenges Loman to a thumb wrestling contest. Yep, you heard me, a thumb wrestling contest. So, who would win? Convince me. So Raiders, don't forget to leave your answer to the burning question in the YouTube comment section below with your username and your answer, as well as your server. Don't forget those 3 important things. And again, one lucky user will be chosen to receive a prize of 200. No, not just a prize of 250 rubies, but This time, I'll give one lucky user a prize of 300 rubies, and just to outdo myself, I'll give everyone who participates in this week's burning question a GM box. Feel free to thank me later. So, did you guys enjoy this week's episode of King's Raid Masterclass? Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell in order to stay tuned for our next upload, because you'll miss me, right?